Welcome, beautiful souls, and I'm super excited for you to start the ritual course here. Before we step into the rituals, I wanted to just take a few moments and talk about sacred space. And sacred space is really at the heart of everything we'll be doing together. Your sacred space is really your time. It's your special space that isn't necessarily about pretty objects or perfect lighting or uh, having just like an amazing setup. It's more about creating an energetic container for yourself, meaning a place where your mind, body, and spirit feel safe to soften, to release, and really to receive. It's a practice. It's a practice of devotion, of presence, and one of remembering that you are also sacred. And doing ritual inside sacred space is that much more meaningful than just trying to do it in a random place or not having that intention or that space already set up energetically for yourself. So, what is sacred space? It's really any environment that you choose, or multiple environments, or multiple things, places that you infuse your energy, essence, and your intention. It's not about the size or necessarily the decor, or even necessarily where it is. It's really more about how it feels. And so this can be done in multiple areas inside your home, cozy corner of your bedroom, a spot on the patio, outside in your garden, even your bathroom for your evening rituals, or even just simply by your nightstand and having a candle and some crystals. And, every night you light that candle with intention. So that's really what sacred space is about. And you'll find that throughout this course, and even though it's not obviously mandatory, and I don't want there to be any stress around it, you may find that you crave that creating sacred space, that creative process, and really loving it and looking for areas in your home that you can really create with more intention with. Sacred space really says, this is my time. This is my space. It's safe to slow down, to listen, and to just be. It's the energetic bridge between you and everyday life and your inner world. And when we create that bridge and we do it enough times, our nervous system actually begins to recognize what we're doing. And that space, this practice, it becomes an anchor for calm, clarity, and connection. Okay, so why it matters? Why does sacred space matter? Well, the whole practice around, or the whole premise around this practice was that I wanted to integrate it in with the work that I do with women. And we as women are constantly giving to the outside world, our work, our children, our partners. Our energy is scattered all over the place. And we are givers, we are nurturers. The problem is that our cup runs empty and far too often. And so sacred space allows us a place to come back home. And when you enter sacred space regularly, you start to regulate your nervous system. And what's most important, you shift from doing to being. You create an internal rhythm with your breath, with your heart, and with your own natural cycles. And this is really important in the healing process and in any journey of transformation. It's especially important for women who are in perimenopause or midlife, when our hormones are and identity are all shifting and changing and evolving. And we need a pause to come back to, and we need a space to remind us that we have a sanctuary to process, to release, and more importantly, or most importantly, to just recalibrate. So over time, you will notice that your personal energy field, basically your aura around you, starts to transform and things will start to happen with ease instead of force. And that is a really beautiful process to watch unfold, because as you're doing all of these other things and working on all these other areas in your life, you have this beautiful practice of ritual and having a sacred space. So let's talk about the physical setup. I want you to know that this isn't about perfection. Like I said, you don't have to have a fancy room or some big area that's dedicated to this, but you can. The key thing around it is intention and choosing a space that can be undisturbed, even if it's just a small table or like a cozy chair in the corner. And then after you find this space or these spaces, then infuse it with different elements, like things that are visually appealing, things that appeal to your senses, candles, objects that carry meaning, pictures, photos, flowers, flower essences, essential oils, diffusers, even jewelry, crystals, having music that can infuse the space is also really helpful and amazing to have. And textures, soft blankets, cozy cushions, things that really kind of make you feel relaxed and calm. And you can also use or have things like Palo Santo or even like an energy clearing spray to help with the energetic feel and the energetic vibe of the space, because that really sets the intention that, this space is infused with love and truth and peace reside here. You could also work outside in nature, meaning bringing sacred space outside. You don't really need much to make, the outside sacred space, but, working or sitting under a tree, again, having a garden or being around plants, being around anything that's alive. And when, as you infuse all of these elements, I just want you to remember the two words intention and attention, so that every time you enter your space, you can take a breath, a pause, and even place your hands over your heart and you can kind of do this in your head or even, physically, and remind yourself that this is my sacred space. And as you do this, your body will also remember that this is your sacred space. And it kind of wraps everything up into this really safe container for yourself. Now, incorporating sacred space as a practice is really important. So you're going to go through these rituals and they, I hope that you'll love them and they'll be super fun, but I really want you to make them your own. I really want you to choose things or expand on things that really speak to you and then integrate it into your life. Even if that means just starting with 5 minutes or 10 minutes a day, as you do these rituals, they will become more and more transformative in your life. I've also found this is a great way to replace habits that you're trying to break, especially when I'm working with women with nutrition or weight loss. It's a great time if there's, late time snacking or, emotional eating that's happening, or just shifts or changes in how we nurture ourselves. Instead of trying to again, do more and change something, just incorporating ritual instead of those things can be a great practice. So the more you show up for sacred space, the more it shows up for you. You know, it begins to really hold your intentions, your emotions, your transformation. And again, it becomes this practice of devotion to your body, to the parts of you that are being neglected and that need support. And that's really where the magic happens when your space becomes a living reflection of your own evolution. And how wonderful for us to have something like that and to create something. And why wouldn't we do that, as part of really sealing in the benefits? I mean, and let's talk about that. So part of this is really, because of my own journey, and how I really became frustrated with just taking a ton of supplements and really trying to heal and getting all this advice. And really there was some deeper issues going on. And so helping to regulate your nervous system is one huge one, through mindfulness and stillness. Strengthening your intuition and your connection to your higher self. This is huge because this helps you advocate for yourself. It helps you speak up. It helps you know your full body yes, your full body no. It really helps you enhance your own creativity and your inner peace. It helps you set boundaries. It helps you with pleasure. It helps you connect to your physical and emotional body. Those are just a few of the benefits. And so instead of applying your skincare or making dinner or, taking a quick shower, when you can create a ritual or a practice around this and create sacred space around it, it actually teaches you something really profound, which is that you are the sacred space. It's not about what's around us. It's about what awakens and what becomes within you. And that's really powerful because if you can walk around with that frequency and that energy, your life will change. Your environment will change. The people around you will notice, and you will make decisions differently. So in this mini course, we're going to move through rituals that are designed to awaken and nourish and reconnect you to your radiance. Because sometimes it feels like in the day-to-day life that it's kind of fading. We don't really have it. Each one of these rituals is going to guide you deeper into the body, your intuition, connect you more to your intuition and to your essence. And creating sacred space is really the foundation that holds all of it. It's where you'll return again and again, and it's where you'll reflect, release, and really rise throughout this process. So before you begin the first ritual, I encourage you to take some time and create or refresh your sacred space or your sacred spaces, and figure out where you want that to be and what that looks like, and have that be an ongoing process throughout this course. And let this be, create some intention and energy as you do that. Play music that moves you, light a candle, bring beauty and presence into all the things that you're doing. And know that every time that you do step into this space, you are saying yes to healing, yes to remembering who the fuck you are, and yes to becoming the most rooted and radiant version of yourself that you can be. I really am excited for you to go through this course, and please reach out to me if you do have any questions about setting up sacred space, or if you want ideas. Be creative and have fun with it. This is your invitation to begin. And again, just to remind you that your sacred space doesn't need to be elaborate. It just needs to have intention and attention. and of course, your love and your presence, because you're worthy of spaces that heal and nurture and really tend to all the parts of you that maybe you have left behind or that haven't been honored because your cup has been running on empty. And to remind you that we don't need to just celebrate life in the big moments, that even the small things in everyday life are really about building the foundation to celebration and really feeling into the radiance. So, as we move forward into this course, let your sacred space hold you and let it be a reminder that it's yours and it's your space to feel rooted and radiant and, most importantly, whole. And with that, I will see you in the next video. Thank you.